Welcome to Breaking Ice and Building Bridges from Possibilities. I'm Kelly Johnson.
And I'm Byron Jackson. Glad you're here.
Connecting a community through conversation.
Hello, and welcome back to Breaking Ice, Building Bridges. I'm your host today, Santiago Ramones. Across from me, I have
Paulette Campbell.
Thank you so much for being here with us, Paulette. First of all, who are you? What's your thing?
Oh my gosh. My thing is fitness for younger and older people, but I'm focusing on baby boomers right now, just because I feel like, well, my podcast, I want it to be the badass baby boomer. But anyway, I feel like at this age, we need to make our mark, because we were at one time the majority. The millennials kind of took that spot, but I think in 34, they said we're supposed to get it back. And I wanted to show the longevity of life. And I'm all into fitness, been teaching for 40 plus years, and I want to motivate and empower others.
Okay. Tell me about your fitness journey. How did you get into it so inspired that it's what you've been doing for so long? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so my fitness journey started in college because I was on I guess you'd say, a dance group that was a scholarship program, and it actually paid for my tuition, the books. And once I fell in love with dancing and just thought, you know what, I want to continue this after I graduate college. The only thing available was, because I wasn't that good. I mean, I was good, but I wasn't didn't have dance like in the younger ages. I started in college. And so to continue that, I thought, you know what, I might just teach at a gym, cardio dance. And so that's when I started looking at other gyms, and I thought, but I can't pay that membership. That's so expensive. I just got out of college. I don't even have a career yet. And so I thought, here's the best thing. I'm just going to see if I can teach at the gyms, and that way I don't have to pay any membership, and there you go. And since college, 40 plus years, I've been teaching all types of fitness. Cardio dance is the main one. And I've continued a love for dance. And it started as just being cheap and not want to pay a membership. And now I'm locked in and loaded, just because I've changed people's lives with it. I've motivated others just to show that age is nothing but a number. I mean, you can be fit at any age as long as you start and don't stop.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. What kind of dance were you doing, and what kind of dance are you still doing?
Yeah. So we were doing lethargical dance. That's Christian dance, and modern dance. That was like the main thing that we did, because none of us had like the jazz training, the ballet, any of that. So it's more interpretive dance is what we did. So now what I teach is cardio dance, and through hip hop, and you got all those different genres. You got your personalities through there. So I feel like, cardio dance incorporates all of that. Yeah. And that's what I teach the majority of, along with PIO, which is Pilates and yoga, because I feel like you have to have that mind body incorporated as well.
Yeah. Sort of smaller question. How are your knees doing?
You know what? And thank you for that.
Yeah.
I am very protective of my knees because I am 64. I'll be 65 in January. And I told people, you know what? I do things that baby my knees. In other words, I will not do step. That's a step class on the board. I will not play pickleball, tennis, any of those that just jar your knee, because I want my longevity of teaching. And what I do now, it's more grounded movements. So my knees are perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So what kind of movements are you doing that, maybe just people don't know, right?
Yes.
The kinds of movements that something like a pickleball or something like basketball stuff that's like really hard on your knees. Yes. What are the things that are harder on your knees? And what are the ways that you can protect your longevity, like you said?
Great question. Anytime you do plyometric moves, meaning that you jump downwards. In other words, if you jump, you're not going up, you're going down. So anytime you go down and your knees are bent, that's protecting your knees, versus anything like a quick change with the knees. You got to turn corners, or you can tell I don't play tennis, but there's a lot of your knees just go different directions at a fast amount of time. With cardio dance, it's more controlled. You're powering your body downward, which prevents injuries, and also it just makes it more fun because you're not concerned about, am I going to hurt my knee? I get all ages in my classes just because it's a protective dance. That's the best way to put it. It's a protective dance.
Right. and then bigger than just knees, the feet, hips, all of that. How are you protecting the longevity? You said you're focusing on older fitness.
Yes.
And so what are the other considerations that people have to be mindful of as they're getting up there in age and protecting that longevity?
Great question. Balance, number one, because the number one killer of my age group is a fall. A simple fall. It can kill you just because of the hip. And if you have to go into hip surgery, I mean, it's crazy. I'm just sitting here going, a fall, that's the number one killer of my age group. So balance, I mean, anything mind body where you're doing the balance, which is, like I said, the PIO or yoga or Pilates. I mean, PIO is just combining the both. Okay. Where you're doing mobility moves, you're doing stretches, you're really focused on what is your body doing at the time you're moving it. So you're connected to those moves with your mind.
Yeah. So then what is the difference then? I mean, we're talking about some of these things, but what is the difference then? You've taught all sorts of different age groups, and how are you teaching younger people differently than you're teaching older people?
Yeah. So my energy is turned up high for the younger. For the older, I kind of make it mediocre just because I don't want them to think, okay, that's too much, I can't do it. And then they get turned off and they never come back. So I make it more of a conversational type training with the older. I hold conversations, I make jokes, and, just bring them in as this is a community. Yeah. So therefore they're like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. The younger people, you just got to keep them moving. Sure. You got to wear them out. Yeah. So that's my goal when I teach the youngers.
Yeah. Something that I think about often with fitness and thinking of people are in my community that are maybe older, and even some of the people that are younger. I mean, I just turned 30. But
lucky. No.
that use it or lose it is a concept that I think about very frequently regarding fitness. And so I think for someone like you, that you've been active your whole life, that you're not losing it. You're still here. You're still kicking.
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit more about what that means to you, use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it. It means that even though if you weren't active before you turn 50, 60 or beyond, you can still start. So start moving, get off the couch, even a simple walk. And people don't even understand that you can walk for 1 mile every day and get phenomenal results. I mean, like burn body fat, tone. So just get up off the couch, because we're more at that age, 50 plus, to just get comfortable with life and feel like, you know what, I've worked hard, I'm going to relax when I get off work. No, you can't relax. So you got to start simple. Don't go jumping and trying to do, the gymnastic move or, the breakdance move. It's not necessary. Just find something that's safe. And don't go to YouTube if you don't know anything about exercise and body mechanics, because you will hurt yourself. And you don't want that, because you want to have longevity when you start working out.
Sure. I think a lot of that when going to YouTube is understanding yourself and what you're looking for, right? And so rather than go, I just want to get into fitness. If you look at general fitness, it's going to trend towards everyone. And who's everyone? Probably not the older age group that you're in.
Exactly.
And so, you want to be mindful of who it is that you are and what you're looking for, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Something that you said earlier just a second ago is don't relax. But I think there's a lot of ways of doing fitness that is actually relaxing. I mean, you talk about a PIO, for example. Yoga is very relaxing while you're still actually using your body. Exactly. And so what are other ways that, especially people who are a bit older and they're maybe worried about like, I don't have the energy for this. Right. What are other ways to keep using your body that doesn't seem like they're straining themselves so much?
I feel like the mid area, the stomach, the abdomen, that's where a lot of medical issues start. And if you're confined to a chair or a wheelchair, it's amazing how if you sit up straight and you do your squeeze vacuum. We call that a vacuum. You squeeze in your stomach for a couple of seconds, let it go, squeeze, let it go. You're building that muscle and you're not even getting up, walking around. You're sitting there and you're doing it. So it's all mind body. It goes back to mind body again. Just focusing on, okay, you know what? I'm working on my abs today and just really focusing on that muscle. So I feel like if you are just kind of just really hesitant about starting and you feel like you're too old, you can start small. And like I said, if you just work on one body area, you could pick up a can of green beans and start doing bicep curls.
Sure.
I mean, you're still sitting. You can still sit. And then they even make the machine now where you put your feet, like you're pedaling a bicycle and you're sitting in your chair and you're just pedaling your feet. I mean, it's so many things out there. It's intuitive. Everything now is so intuitive that I feel like even if you can't move out of your chair, you still can find something that can work your body.
Absolutely. You mentioned this mind-body connection as well, and I feel like a lot of gym exercise, which you said you were trying to avoid anyway, is very boring.
Okay.
And very repetitive. And I think something that this connection of this mind-body is that you're actually keeping your mind engaged as well as keeping your body engaged. Something about, I mean, myself, I'm a musician, and that is a complete usage of the body. I'm a singer specifically. And so this is an instrument. Right. And so I'm doing feats of athleticism with my voice. I'm doing feats of athleticism through the connection of what my hands are doing, my mind is doing things, my body is doing things, and it's all interconnected. What are ways in which the fitness that you're talking about involves all of those connections of not just body, but also mind?
Good question. Well, I like to have the students focus on breathing first and foremost. Breathe from your diaphragm, inhale, exhale. And I always cue them on when it's good to breathe in or breathe out. Because a lot of times when you're exercising, you're so focused on the move, you're like, oh my gosh, did I breathe? And more than likely you didn't. So it starts with breathing, making sure they have the proper breath control. And then I also feel like when I paint the picture of what the move looks like, okay, picture that you have a pitcher of water in your hands and you're going to turn it slowly to pour it into the glass. You can do that. But if I just did it with my hands and they're like, okay, what was that move? They don't have a clue of what I was trying to accomplish with that move. But if I paint the picture in words, I find that they get it with a snap. They're like, this is perfect. I got this. So just keeping it connected with painting the picture and then also the breath work.
Yeah. I think something earlier that you also mentioned is, having a fall and going to surgery and all this sort of stuff. People make mistakes and they have to get back into it. I'm curious, what are maybe some injuries that you've had, maybe some mistakes that you've made over your life that you've had to kind of learn the hard way and that maybe you want other people to learn through your mistakes and not making them themselves?
That is so good because I'd say it was maybe 5 years out of getting out of college. So I was probably in my 30s and I'm this person that I'm competitive. So there was a fitness competition that came up and I was like, okay, I'm going to enter. Never done one in my life. Okay. Thought my body was ready, but the choreography that I was learning was tough. I mean, this lady, she's trained other fitness competitors and not knowing that it was my first one. So I did the move. I twerked my ankle, or tweaked it, I should say, and my calf muscle blew up. It was on fire. I had to still perform that competition, and I did. But afterwards, the healing was very, very long. And I didn't think it would be, but it was very, very long. So while I was healing, I just took my time and healed and not felt guilty about not working out. I took the time because a lot of times when you're a true athlete or athlete and you feel like, you know what, I can't stop. No, you have to stop. Because if you keep going, you're making the injury worse. So all I did was stop, took my break. And once I felt a little bit of swelling going down, which took about a couple of weeks, maybe 3, then I just started doing light stuff. Not giving up on exercise, just went back to light stuff and then finally worked my way. Never saw a doctor, just never went to a doctor. I'm the type that, you know what, your body heals itself. If you just listen to the pain and you work through the pain and let your body heal itself, more than likely you don't need to go to the doctor. But I don't advise not to go to the doctor. I'm just saying that's just my philosophy. So take your time, ease it in, and listen to your body.
Yeah, yeah. I think another thing is that understanding what our limits are, and especially in fitness and a lot of athletics, is there's this impulse, right, to maybe go into the extreme and go, oh, I got to go harder, I got to go faster, I got to go more. Yeah. How do you know your limits? How do you find out where you probably should be stopping?
Yeah. Well, it definitely wasn't when I did the fitness competition. But now I would say, even though my knees are in great shape, I do have like my right knee. I can tell that sometimes I get a little, hey, I'm still here, but be careful type thing going on. I just feel like what I do is I baby it through the moves. I don't go as hard on that knee, even though I know I'm making the other one work harder. But it's just a matter of just kind of once again, listening to your body. If your knee is acting up, then you put that knee brace on and you keep it moving. So I just put that little knee brace on, keep it moving. And then at night, once I'm done with the exercise, put my leg up, do what I need to do, maybe even put ice, cold, hot, but treat it, not ignore it, treat it. And then, like I said, continue.
Yeah. I enjoy asking seemingly simple questions that seem stupid, but tickle my curiosity. What is a knee brace actually doing?
You know what? It keeps the warmth on your knee and it keeps it like intact is what it does. And they make all kinds. But I like the ones that's got it's like a little strip. It's not even a huge, my husband wears a huge one because he plays basketball. But me, I just wear the little skinny one that right around your kneecap, and it works perfect. It just keeps it warm and keeps it intact when you're doing those moves.
Okay, yeah. One thing that I think about also with fitness, and I mean, we're recording this just before the new year, and so we're probably going to have a lot of people that are ready to, all right, let me pick back up my fitness thing, and I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
But the gym paradox is what I call it, right? Which is the thing that motivates you to go to the gym is going to the gym.
Yeah.
It sounds so counterintuitive, but you got to just go. And then once you go, you actually feel a lot better.
Yes.
How do we overcome that paradox?
Yeah, wow. That's really a tough one because I see so many people, because I've been in the gym, like I said, 40 plus years, that come in gung ho and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm come every day or, twice a day. You burn out easily when you do it that way. You have to come in, just kind of observe, see what would be best for your body. I mean, or even talk to someone at the gym that's either a personal trainer or the gym person that knows the gym and ask, here's my level. What do I need to do? Always ask an expert. Don't just walk in there and start going gung-ho because you will definitely get burnt out. And not only that, you'll probably get injured and you'll never be back. So I just feel like, if you're going to start, and don't wait till New Year's to start, just start. Because New Year's gives you guilt. Because if you don't start, or if you do start and you stop, now you got this guilt. So just don't blame it on the New Year's. You're going to start over. Just start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess even going all the way back to the start there, since you were talking about, this gym membership's expensive. And what are some things that people can do? No gym membership, no running to YouTube I mean, unless YouTube is a thing, but what are the ways in which people can get started without having to make this full commitment on a payment plan or whatever it is?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I do want to say during New Year's is when they do run those big specials. So if you're going to test a gym out, I think you need to test it out on those big specials. I mean, sometimes it's a quarter or a penny to join. Right. Come on, do it just to check it out. Just check it out. But I would say, first of all, AI is big. So just plug in, okay, here's my body type. Here's what I can't do. Here's what I can do. And believe it or not, AI will spit out, what the best program is for you. And then you can ask, okay, so who's the best trainer for this? And I'm talking online because you said you don't want to pay a membership. So once you find out who it is online, you go to that person online and you start checking out their program. And if that's a match for you, then that's what you start with. I mean, I know that's still money as well, but it's you need some sort of guide. You can't just go, hey, I've never worked out before. I'm about to do 50 crunches and I'm good. because it's not going to be any progress there. You have to have an overall program or it's not going to work.
Sure.
You'll get upset because you're like, wait a minute, I did 50 crunches and my stomach still looks the same. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Then back to you. So you got to be part of our awesome, amazing group of podcast workshop people. So we're looking forward to hearing more from you. Tell us a little bit more about what your podcast idea is, what you're going to talk about, and what people can look forward to.
Yeah. So I had to think and pray about this one, but I am going to have a podcast that speaks to the baby boomers. And I'm going to be the boomer badass.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm going to look for other badasses that are like me. And if you're not, I'm going to tell you how you can be one. So I want that age group to be relevant, to reinvent themselves, because that's what you don't stay relevant if you don't reinvent yourself. So you have to figure out a way, hey, I want life to be exciting, because you do kind of lose your zeal as you get older. So I want to promote and advertise and motivate my age group to do more for their life. When it comes to health, when it comes to, like I said, reinventing themselves, when it comes to just using the resources that's out there, especially now, there's so many community gyms that caters to 50 plus. We have no excuse, none. And then they have so many independent living facilities where you can have a community. So I'm just saying, my goal is to get the word out that, you know what, we're 50 plus, we're baby boomers, but we're not dead.
Sure. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Thanks.
I do think, and maybe this is a little bit of bias coming from my millennial self, but I think boomers are much maligned and maybe a bit disliked by some younger generations.
Yes.
So what are maybe the bright sides of the boomers that we can maybe have a little bit more dialogue rather than talk crap about each other all the time?
I know, right? I just feel like you can't put us in a box, just like we can't put you guys in a box.
Absolutely.
You have to get to know that person and know that every baby boomer is not alike. So, and what I mean by that is you might talk to me and see my energy. In fact, I've heard on the phone from people when I talk on the phone that they're like, you're how old? And I'm like, 60, going to be 65. And they're like, you don't sound it. I'm like, sound it? What is that about? So now they even go by what you sound like for your age. So I just feel like we need to take each other out of the box and just get to know that person and their capabilities. Because when I teach, because I've even teach kids, and when I teach kids, I wear them out where they're like, we need to go get water. I'm like, okay, no. I'm just saying you have to show them that don't look at the age, look at the person and their capabilities.
Absolutely. I love that a lot. Paulette, what else have we not covered today that you feel is something important that you want to share?
Wow. I'm just glad to be a part of this community because I feel like you guys are doing a lot. And I just want my podcast and the others that are part of this community to really just take off, blow up and reach people and make a difference in others' lives.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much for being a part of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for you, listener, I hope you have a lovely new year and look forward to hearing more from our boomer badass.
I love it.
Connecting a community through conversation.
Breaking Ice, Building Bridges is the Possibilities Community Podcast platform. Thanks for tuning in.